Hey, welcome back to the channel, Push Riders. So this video, we've got about 3 different vehicles to work on, all varying degrees of maintenance or whatever you want to call it. First car, we're off to a good buddy of mine. He's just recently acquired a Triumph Stag. Yes, I know, British car and all that. Yeah. We've got Mr. Landy. We're going to try and get a little bit more done on him. And we also have our Nissan Pathfinder, our R51 Pathfinder. We've got parts sitting in the shed for the last month and a half, nearly 2 months. So we, as the old saying goes, the mechanic's car is the last to be worked on. Well, yep, it's true. Anyway, let's get into it. So it's close enough to 10 o'clock Sunday morning. And see if this clown slows down. A friend of mine has got a little Triumph Stag, I think it is. So it's a little British, I guess you could say it's a British sports car. It's got the, I guess they were made under license, little Buick nailhead motor in them. I think they're only about 3.5 litre, 4 litre little V8. And he's having a bit of trouble getting the cylinder heads off because apparently the head studs in those things are, there's some that are at a weirdo angle or some, I don't know, I've never played with them. So, but anyway, we're on our way. He's only just around the corner from me. We'll see if we can give him a hand and get these cylinder heads off because it's popped a head gasket or it's done something weird. Don't try this at home, kids. Well, no luck with getting any studs out, unfortunately. Being dissimilar metals, steel and aluminium don't really like each other, and they're corroded well and proper into each other. So, yeah, as you can see, the head studs, which you'll get a bit better view, the holes, I should say, they go in a weirdo angle under the cam main bearing tunnel. So I'll put a study in a moment and you'll be able to see what I mean with the angle. We'll be back over at Doug's probably in about a month and a half. His mate has gone on holidays who's going to make up a head pulling fixture tool. So once he gets that in his hot little hands, we'll be back over there to give him a hand and we'll try and get these heads off, but that'll be for another video.
SMS, that'll be in your phone.
There you go. You can see what sort of angles these things are on. Alright, let's get into Mr. Landy. Alrighty, so we've come up with an issue. That's the muffler banging on the chassis rail, and as you can see, the rubber bush in that bracket is totally worn out. But I can't tighten it up at all or anything like that because the wood isolator, or whatever you want to call it, the tray sits on, I'm sure there's a name for it, that's covering up the head of the bolt. So you can't tighten it up, it just sits there and spins, which is a pain in the ass. I'll see what I've got in my stash of bits and pieces, and we can use that hole there, and we'll make up another bracket to bolt the hanger onto, and hopefully we shouldn't have any of that garbage. Now, the wife says I'm a hoarder, but having a box full of bits and pieces like this, like, what do we got? We got freaking old leaf spring bloody hangers, shelving brackets, bits of all thread. It's all good that can be used for future projects. Now, what do we got? That looks pretty good. And well, it saves us from going to the steel place, making, buying bits of flat strap, turn them into brackets and all the rest of it when we've virtually got a bracket made for us. So let's go and dummy these up a little bit, see what we can see. That'll be close. I reckon if we twist this end here, lop a bit off that end. This stuff. Alrighty, well, that's the muffler finished up on Mr. Landy. I think we're just going to leave that for the minute. I was going to do brakes, but this thing really needs some attention. So we've got brakes all round, we've got a front drive shaft that needs replacing, and we've also got a lower front shocker or strut mount or whatever the bloody thing is. Bush that's needs replacing as well. So I'll dig out all the bits and pieces and let's get into it. Righto, well, we got the car jacked up safely. What do you reckon? We've got our money's worth out of the pads. So we'll push the piston back on that caliper. I've already done my few little checks and bits and pieces. The handbrake looks pretty decent. The shoes. So we'll give it a bit of a clean off, and we've got some brake clean here, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, pushrodder's time for the front. Now we've got him jacked up with a safety stand under it, so otherwise all other three wheels on the ground. But as you can see there, that bottom bush there, a rubber bush, is all chopped out, so we've got another one of those. And to do that, we've got to take the whole strut assembly out. So bottom bolt, and you got 3 top nuts there, then the whole lot should come out. That center one there is for when you're taking the spring off. We don't have to remove the spring, so which is a good thing. Anyway, let's get this thing out. Alrighty, push rodders, struts off, and yeah, the bush is pretty much, well, you get the gist. So I've had a quick look at the front brakes. They're not too bad. They'll last. They're probably about 50% wear left on the pads, the friction material. So, and yeah, the big boss, aka the Princess of Darkness. So my lovely wife said, "We got no lights at the rear," because some irate person decided to yell and abuse and carry on like clowns instead of just saying, "Hey, you got no lights." So yeah, this is my little bit for today on the car, is just go around, change globes, all that sort of thing. Unfortunately, can't really get much more into the car this weekend, so it's gonna have to wait for another week or two, and then yeah, we'll fit up the front brakes and the new drive shaft. Drive shaft's not too bad, it should last for another week or so. It's just super busy with work and all the rest of it, and you know, family functions and kids sports, and yeah, you name it, we got it. So alright, let's keep getting on with these globes. Alrighty, push rodders, I'm going to call the video right here. As you can see, I took out the airbox. It just makes life so much easier to get into the headlight. It's only a couple of little bolts, so 10mm headed screws, whatever you want to call it. Surprise surprise, I don't have a globe. Thought I did, but they're 24 volt, so I'll have to nip down to the parts store and grab one. Chuck down in the comments if you would like to see a modification video on the standard airbox for the D40 Navara and R51 Pathfinder turbo diesel, because I'm thinking we might have a bit of a fettle and cuts a few bits and pieces out, get this thing breathing a little better. Might be a little louder, but anyway, who cares. Yeah, look, as I said earlier in the video, front brakes, they're about 50% wear left, so I'm not too fussed about them at this point in time. Probably in about 2 weeks, I've got work just coming out of everywhere. I'm busier than a friggin' one-arm wallpaper hanger, you know. Yeah, we'll definitely get the drive shaft done and front brakes. Look, I do have to apologise. Been a bit thin on the ground with content, especially for you new viewers, and I know you're all expecting content each week, or you know, all that sort of stuff, so do apologise, but yeah, just been super busy. I've got a couple of videos on the go that are about half done. Just got to finish off filming and editing and all that sort of stuff, so we've got more to come with Mr. Landy. If you saw the shorts, we've got a little Victor 18 Willet Start, a little Victor 18 lawnmower, so it's an Aussie little vintage lawnmower. It's a little father and son project, so hopefully you can stick around for that one. Yeah, look, I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you guys and girls go. What are you waiting for? Go get your hands dirty. See you next video.